we're going to look at another automated tool that's capable of doing some reconnaissance for us. This one is called Recon NG. This is actually going to work quite a bit like Metasploit, and we'll take a look at Metasploit later on if you're not familiar with it. It really is, though, designed with the same sort of interface in mind, and let me show you a little bit how that works. The first thing we can do is just type help, and you'll get a list of all of the commands that are available to us. So we can add records to the database, we can exit the current context, we can load specified modules, we can record commands to a resource file. The one thing that we really want to take a look at here, though, is the command show. I want to show the modules that are available to us. So these are modules that we can load up, and you can see that there are exploitation modules, import modules, and then there are the recon modules. You can see that there are ones that are related to Bing and Indeed, and you can see that there's GitHub Miner and Whois Miner, and there are a number of others. Recon NG uses APIs from various search engines, and in order to use those, they use API keys. You can acquire an API key and plug it in here so that Recon NG can work directly with the API from Bing or Facebook or GitHub or Google or so on. However, we're going to use a couple of modules here just to show you how this works. One of them that I can use is actually one that relates to Netcraft. And Netcraft is a website that gives us details about websites and the technology that they use. In order to make use of this, we just say use. I'm going to paste that in. And now I want to show the options that are available. The only option that is really available to us right now is source. So that's the only option that is necessary for this particular module to work. Currently, the value is Microsoft.com. That's the one that I was playing with recently. Otherwise, it would just say default and there wouldn't really be a value there. We could change that by saying set source, and then we could say O'Reilly.com, for example. And now all I've got to do is say run, and it's going to go query Netcraft, and it's going to do that automatically. So I don't have to go to a web page in order to do that. I can just use Recon. There are a number of other modules that are available. You can look through Twitter Profiler. We could look at YouTube, for example, or here's one called SSL Tools, and we can take a look at this one. And now I'm just going to say use in that again, and you can see the context has changed, where before we were in the Netcraft module, now we are in the SSL Tools module, and I always want to see what the options are going to be for us. And in this case, it looks like we've got two options. One is restrict, and then the other is source. So I'm going to say set source. I can just run this. I can get information about the SSL certificate that was available for the host O'Reilly.com. So there was no common name found in the certificate, and there was no subject alternative names found for the SSL certificate that's apparently in use at the hostname O'Reilly.com. So Recon NG is another utility that we can use to automatically gather information that we may be able to use against targets.